What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin, aka No Good Comics, and happy Thursday, Tag Team Thursday. Yeah, just kicking in full gear. There's a lot of great books, a few that I'm going to talk about here today, as I always do for comic books to read this week. I have a couple of guests as well, so I'm excited to show off some of the guests and what they've sent to share on what they picked up this week. If you guys are new here, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's see, a lot of things going on this week. I feel like, for some reason, I don't know why. I just had my show earlier today, my top 10 picks. That went really well. If you guys missed that, that's for New Comic Book Day of next week. Make sure you check that out. This Saturday, I am not going to be doing a Comic Collector Origins. It's going to be, well, I actually just don't have one until the following Saturday. However, I do have a Comic Creator Origins. Well, I'll be talking with David Boer, who is the writer of Kanto. I'm going to have him as a guest this Monday at 10 o'clock Eastern, so I'm really excited for that. And yeah, just feel like had a lot of things going on this week. I don't know. I was just over on JP Collects channel talking about Southern Bastards. That was a lot of fun with Caroline and Bearded Comic Bro. That was a good time there. Anyways, I'm going to talk about some books, but before I do all that, let me just see who is in the chat here. Let's see. Showtime, my man Paulie. What's going on, Paulie? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, just saw you earlier today as well. Appreciate you stopping in on the premiered stream for the top 10 picks. We got my man Perry Station. Perry, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in as well. We got John's Comics with Kids, who is going to be going live later today, shortly after I'm finished up here around 8 o'clock or so. So make sure you are subbed up to him and check out what he has going on. Let's see, we got Jeremy hanging out with us. You promised me comics. I knew I was going to mess that up one time. Good to see you, Jeremy. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today as well. We got my man JT in the house station. John Thomas hanging out with us. Saw him earlier today in the premiere chat as well. Always appreciate the support, my friend. Let's see, we got Sheena in the house. What's going on, Sheena? Let's go. Heck yeah. Thanks so much for stopping in. Chat just jumped on me. We got Eric Durant's in the house station. Eric, also saw you this morning as well. Thanks for hanging out. Sheena too, actually. So good to see some faces again for the second time around today. Let's see, we got Bobby Delegato in the house, who Bobby's birthday just passed recently. So happy birthday and station again, Bobby. Hope you had a great birthday celebration and a birthday week celebration, because you know you gotta do that party it all weekend, you know. Let's see. We got John Stout in the house. What's going on, John? Good to see you. We got Crystal in the house. What's going on, Crystal? Was just talking to you earlier as well. Let's see. Flipping through. Oh, chat just jumped. All right, let me just move this. I think I'm all caught up at the moment. If you guys are watching the replay right now, thanks for taking some time to watch the replay. Oh, my man Bricks is in the house. Oh, and the chat just jumped. What's going on, Bricks Station, brother? We also have Aggressively Relaxing, one of my favorite YouTube names out there in the YouTube world right now. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with us as well. All right, so I have a couple books, but I also have a couple guests that have some books that they want to talk about. I am going to let's see. I'm going to kick it off first, and I'm going to kick it off with what has been one of my I feel like I say this for a few different books, but this really has been a great read and one of my favorites. America Chavez, issue number 5. This is the finale of this work. This is Kalinda Vasquez and Carlos Gomez, who, man, the artwork Gomez does is just amazing. Really, really good stuff. This series has been awesome. It's really been an emotional side of things. This is again kind of hits home with just some personal stuff. I'm like mixed feelings on the ending, because it's like it's hard to like close out a 5th issue, I feel like, or a 5-issue series. And I've talked about this before with like Shadow Doctor and a few others. I really enjoyed it. I think overall it's well worth checking out. The artwork and everything is stunning. With the whole villain-esque situation, it's not really a villain, it's a family member. I guess it went down the best it could go down. I would have liked a little more action, I think, but you don't fully get that, but you do get a lot of emotion. It definitely has a really good message at the end of it as well. So if you guys did not read America Chavez, even if you're not a fan or you've never read America Chavez before, if anything, this series is a really good one to kind of kick that off, as it's just a 5-issue miniseries. And just love the artwork here and everything that the creators have done here. That's one of my top reads. It's been one of my top reads. I hope that these two work on some other things together again, Vasquez and Gomez, because I think they're a really great team. And again, this is all about family. You really get to see the background or the origin of America Chavez, from her origin from before she landed on Earth. And it gets into that, and she's been struggling with some of her powers and things like that, but you kind of find out why. So anyways, just showing some panels here. Really enjoyed it. But I'll leave it at that for my first one, America Chavez. And let's see who else is hanging out with us here. If I missed anybody. Think I got everyone at the moment. All right. So I am going to play off one of one of the skits here, or not skits, but one of the reviews that I have here. So let's see what I have going on first. Let's start with this bad boy right here.
Hey guys, so I'm working, but I wanted to let you guys know about my favorite book this week, The Unbelievable Unteens. This is by Tyler Cook and Jeff Lemire. This is a phenomenal read, you guys. It's very much in the vein of crossover or Cool World, things like that, where we have a creator who's kind of coming into knowledge of the existence of their creation, right? And what's really, really, really cool is that it's got this really great art style. Tyler Cook is the co-creator. He's also the artist. And what he does is he blends this really modern, muted look for the areas when we're not dealing with the comic book. And then when we get into the comic book, it goes into this really bold, dynamic art style. It's set in 1997, so it's kind of got that 90s kind of aesthetic. I really, really dug this book, guys. Check it out. It's in the Black Hammer universe. It's The Unbelievable Unteens, issue number 1 by Dark Horse Comics.
Boom. There you go, my man Manny, Chamorro Cinema, with a nice little review there for Unbelievable Unteens. And when I first talked about that book, and thank you, Manny, if you guys are not subbed up to Chamorro Cinema, I put his information in the description below. Make sure you do so. So that book, it's written by Jeff Lemire, as he mentioned, and I talked about it on my top 10 list last week, talking about it coming out this week. And what I didn't realize is that it's part of the Black Hammer world that Jeff Lemire has created. So I don't think I'll be jumping into that yet, just because I haven't really explored that world yet, although I need to get on that because people have been yelling at me to get on that. But it definitely looks awesome. I'm a huge fan of anything Jeff Lemire does. I've just kind of taken some time to really get to the Black Hammer stuff, so I still need to get into that. But sounds awesome. Looks really cool. Seeing some of the pages there, really neat stuff. So, Chamorro, thank you so much for sharing that review, and also for putting together some clips and stuff, some panels to see. It's cool to see that stuff. So, let's see. We got my man Zen Multiverse in the chat right now. What's going on, brother? Bamfing it up as always. Station brother, thanks for stopping in. But that was the other thing I was going to say is, so he was at work when he mentioned it. And I told him, we've had people here from the beach, film it. So, just wherever you are, just, film a review, send it over, use your phone. It's all good. It doesn't need to be high quality or Hollywood style or anything like that. But he was at work, and I was just waiting for somebody to like pop out behind him and just yell at him like, Manny, get back to work. I don't know exactly where he was, but that was what I was picturing. So, TM Nerdy Station, brother. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see. So yeah, like I said, that is something I will read eventually, I guess. I saw John in here. John, curious if you were reading that, because I know you're reading the Black Hammer stuff. I don't know if I'm curious if you're reading all the different tie-ins, or how much of a tie-in this is, or if it's kind of a standalone-ish type thing. Curious if you're reading that, or anyone else here that reads the Black Hammer stuff. Let me know in the chat. And like I said, Manny, thanks again. I put his information in the description below, so make sure you're subbed up to him and following him over on Instagram. He has some really awesome shows on Wednesday, especially. Really cool hangout. Great discussion this past Wednesday. Some good stuff. All right, let's see. Next one up. Let's get into another one here.
What's going on, people? It's Verno with you from the TheCerbros podcast. I'm out here hunting lions and tigers and bears and whatnot. You know how it is. And I think I'll take a quick second and give y'all my pick of the week for Justin over there at No Good Comics. It's the silver coin. Right, it's right there. It's number 5. This is the 5th issue of an anthology series. It's a horror thing where there's this coin, right? It's supernatural, and it's like going from story to story. It kind of ties together. It kind of doesn't tie together, but this one really ties together. So I liked it. Oh my God, there's one of them right there. I'm a
I love it. I love it. I love it. That was my man Verno over at the Cerebros. Yeah, you got it right there, John Thomas. If you guys do not follow the Verno over at Cerebros, make sure you do. I put his information in the description below. I also put his podcast channel in the description below, as that's his main platform that he's been using other than Instagram. So I was just a guest over there on his channel 2 Mondays ago, and it was a lot of fun. We just talked about some new comic books that came out, and really great guy. Hopefully we'll have to have him on the show here at some point, as well as continuing to send in some clips now and again. So shout out to Verno. And Silver Coin, so I loved his description of it. I've read a couple of them. I haven't read all of them, but I know apparently this one really can kind of tie in the rest of them all together. I think I need to go back and kind of catch up on some of that. But yeah, I've been hearing really great things, so I'm glad to hear that he's enjoying it. I don't know if that's the end of it after issue 5, or if there's doing a lot more than that, or what the deal is, but I know there's a lot of different writers involved, which I really dig that. So want to go back up here for a sec. I saw John mention that he loves Black Hammer, but only reading in trades. Okay, so not buying the individual stuff. Interesting. Yeah, but I'm curious if you'll be diving into that at some point when that comes out in trade. Let's see. All right, next one up. Let's do another one here. We'll dive into this one here.
Hi everybody, this is Haley of Hayleyscomix, and today I'm going to be giving you a quick review of Eve issue 4. So if you're not familiar with it, at the end of issue 3, our beloved Wexler's character is being called into question, which I didn't really appreciate because he's one of my favorite characters. But we're given a lot of backstory here with issue 4. It all comes together with issue 4. There was so many twists here. I would think about 3 different twists, and again, so important to the storyline. If you guys aren't familiar with Eve, or if you haven't picked it up yet, I highly recommend it. Again, this is issue 4. I believe it is a limited series. It's going to end at issue 5. So guys, get it while you can. Again, Eve, and it's by Boom Studios. All right. Thanks, Justin, for the opportunity.
Whoa. Haley coming in clutch with the Eve issue number 4. Got my copy right here. This is the John Boy Mayer variant, the Virgin 1 in 10 variant. I just had to have. Thought it was so awesome. Huge shout out to Haley, who doesn't normally do the video thing, or at least not yet, and we've been talking for a while now, and she was excited to put together a video, and I think she did an awesome job. So if you guys are not following Haley over on Instagram, I put her information in the description below. She is very much on top of it when it comes to the new books, exploring a lot of the indies that we talk about, diving into some DC and some Marvel as well. Just well-rounded collector and reader. So Haley, really appreciate you doing that. We'll have to get you back on the channel here at some point, maybe for some comic collector origins of some sort. But yeah, so great breakdown. Eve issue number 4. The whole series has just been issue after issue. I feel like has gotten better and better and better. If you guys are not reading Eve, I do recommend it. I know it's issue 4. What Haley just said before that I was kind of bummed about too is that the fact that it's only 5 issues. When I first got into this, I thought it was an ongoing. For whatever reason, I swear I read that it was ongoing, but I was double checking, and as Haley pointed out, I was like, man, so there's only 1 more issue left after this one. I don't know how it's going to end. Again, I just mentioned before, it's really hard to end these 5 issue series with something great. I mean, it's not done easily, I guess. So I'm hoping that we get something good, or maybe it turns into something like Kanto, where they come out with more series after that. Or, I know there's other books too that have done that, where they initially start out with 5, and then they grow into just the whole world. So, yeah, incredible stuff. The writer here, Victor LaValle, Joe Ming-Yong, both of them, just a great team. Loving the artwork, loving the story. If you guys aren't reading Eve, like I said, I do recommend it. As it's only 4 issues, but this last issue, I'll just say without major spoilers, we do learn a lot of different things. Last issue, we were left with this cliffhanger and questioning a few different things that we thought we knew and maybe we didn't. So this issue really reveals not just that, but almost every page. I feel like there were like 3 or 4 pages like in a row that you turned and you just, whatever you read, it was just like another shocker on top of that, like blown away by what was to come next or what information. There was just a lot of information that was given that really explained kind of the world, the scenario, the situation that they're in. So again, if you're not, following this, it's kind of like it's a journey type of a book where, a young girl going off on a journey. It reminds me of like Middle West or something like that. It's not exactly like that. But it is in a dystopian world, like a futuristic world where, she is off to essentially save the world. She just finds out that, she woke up after 11 years of being asleep. It's kind of like, but she thought she was away. It's kind of like Matrix. I mention that all the time when I talk about Eve, but it reminds me of the Matrix, where she thought she was alive this whole time. She was, but she was like in a dream almost. And then, she wakes up. So, and the little friend that Haley mentioned, Wexler, is the little bear there. So I thought this was a really cool cover, by the way. John Boy, good stuff. Make sure you guys are following Haley. I put her information in the description below. She's really cool, and you should definitely reach out to her. Let's see. We got Dave's Collection in the house. What's going on, Dave? Station brother. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. We also have Dave Collects. Yeah. What up? Let's see. We want to go back real quick. Showing some love to Haley. Eve has been great. Yeah, John, 100%. Absolutely. Jeremy could not agree more. I keep saying Jeremy. I guess I shouldn't consider. I shouldn't assume that is only Jeremy. It might be Caroline. Caroline's Comics, as they are the duo over at the You Promised Me Comics. But yes, I totally agree. Fantastic. It's on Hoopla. What is on? Is Hoopla? What is that? Is that a? I thought that was an Olympic sport of some sort. Hoopla. I never heard of that. Sheena. Let's see. Paulie also saying it's amazing. One that I thought I wouldn't like, but I'm glad I picked it up. Paulie, I'm glad you picked it up too, my friend. Really good stuff. Let's see. TM, I love this. Harley Quinn, hammer that like button, everybody. Station. Hell yeah. Good stuff. All right. I got a couple more for you here. We got my man Empire Comics in the house. Station Empire, good to see you, brother. Doing some great things over on your channel, man. Got to get you on here soon too. I got to reach out. We'll plan something. JT says he's using plenty of Hoopla, his library, which is weird because I was always told Hoopla was a type of fruit, so I'm not sure what John Thomas means. Sheena, maybe you can clarify. Let's see. We got Moonlit Comics in the house. What's going on, Michelle? Michelle just put together a really cool reel. Make sure you check that reel out. Kind of showed the weekend of Terrificon. It was really well done too, Michelle. Nice job. All right. Let's move on. I got a couple more here, so let's keep it going.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jeremy Sparks Comics here from You Promised Me Comics, and Justin asked me to do a review for one of my picks this week for New Comic Book Day, and I'm going with Cinnamon issue #1. This was just such a fun read, and it's great for any cat or even dog owner out there. You're going to love it. You're going to relate to a lot of stuff in this book, and it's a lot of fun seeing how the cat sees the world, seeing the countertops like skyscrapers, and going for that catnip and the unique perspective there. And the art style of, what the cat's seeing versus the art style of what the human is seeing is so cool that Victoria was able to do that and have those two different perspectives. So really enjoyed this one. I think you guys are going to like it as well. Thank you, Justin, for asking me to do this.
Yes, heck yeah. My man Jeremy, thank you so much, brother. That is a book I completely blanked on. I don't know how I missed it. It's Behemoth. But I missed it. So I'm a little bummed about that. I am going to have to see about downloading it. It looks really cool. That's probably a book I'd like to own. And I already used up my three buys this week. So maybe we'll get it another time. But either way, really good stuff, Jeremy. It sounds interesting. I am definitely a pet lover, cats and dogs. So really cool there. And maybe that's something that I have my girlfriend check out too, since she likes those topics. But yeah, so that's and if you guys are not following Jeremy, make sure you do so. I put his information in the description below. his Instagram channel, and also the You Promised Me Comics YouTube channel that they just rebranded. So really nice stuff. Yeah, bonus book this week. Maybe, man, I might have to do so. And it doesn't, one of the books that I bought. Let me just show this real quick, right? So I showed you the John Boy cover, and then I bought, the third printing of A Nice House on the Lake, and then I actually went back and bought this issue of Nice House on the Lake, issue number 3, this B cover, because it was so awesome, Christian Ward, and I missed it the week before as it wasn't one of my 3. And so I thought I had an extra slot. So I was like, you know what? Let me just use this on a book that's already come out. So in a way, it's like I really only bought 2, right? I could tell myself that. So maybe this will be a bonus book. But either way, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Loopholes. Yeah, all day, man. All day. My man Fable, Station Fable. Yes, vote no good. Thank you. Let's see. It's not your book, then it's hers. There you go. Man, smart. I gotta write that down. I'm gonna have to watch this replay. I'll write that down. That's smart. Let's see. There was showing some love for Jeremy. I saw there you go, JT. All right. So yeah, really good stuff there. I didn't realize I have a lot of videos here, so I have a couple more still. So let me get to those before I kind of round out this last book that I want to talk about here. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm doing the math. There's 2 more books in the works altogether. So let me do this one here, and yeah, here you go.
So I'm here to talk to you guys about Marco Checchetto returning to Daredevil. Yeah, this month, after 2 months of being gone, we finally get Marco back. It's been a really great issue. Super happy to have all these guest stars appearing. Spider-Man, Iron Man, Wilson Fisk, Bullseye. We also got a great little story involving Elektra and what's going on with these multiple Bullseyes. Really a great issue. And again, I can't stress enough, having Marco Checchetto back makes a huge difference on artwork. Definitely get the issue. It's worth the time.
Oh my gosh, John. I don't know. I know John, he told me that he had been working with that chicken for at least 3 months now, trying to nail that video. And they finally, after a lot of rehearsing and everything, they finally got it. So congrats, John, on that. No, that was so perfect, man, for this noise to just come out of nowhere from the chicken. I loved it. Not sure where you were. I don't know if that was during, I don't know when that was. It must've been recent. You just filmed it. So it was quite perfect though, and very timely with the sound effects. So, and if you guys aren't following John, certainly I put his information in the description below. There he is right there. Yes, he really does. You trained him well. Well done. So yeah, the thing with that you mentioned Daredevil. So I'm not fully caught up. I've read about 21 issues or so. Love what I've read. I know I need to get on that. That's another book that I really need. I've just been like putting to the side. Like I'm just going to read it and trade. And I just haven't been able to knock it out yet. But what I have read from Chip Zdarsky and Daredevil has been amazing. And just hearing a little bit of what you described, something interesting too that you pointed out was that Checchetto had come back. And I know how you feel, because that's certainly how it happened in the beginning. After the first, I think it was just the first trade, Checchetto was there. And then we got 2 different artists on like the next 2 trades. And it didn't feel the same. I mean, certainly the writing was great. The story was there. The characters are great. Really enjoyed overall the experience. And Daredevil's just been awesome. But I just remember like some of the art being hit or miss when Checchetto wasn't there. So that definitely, it is, it's depending who the other artists are. I felt like it was night and day for some of the stuff in the earlier part of the series. So I don't know who has been writing up until now, but glad to hear that Checchetto is back on the Daredevil run as well. Because yeah, his stuff's just amazing. It's actually kind of incredible. He's doing interior stuff. I just feel like he's so good that you would think he'd be just one of these people who just do covers or whatever. Which is, I'm glad that he's doing interiors, because some people could get on the cover bandwagon, then they never come back into interior stuff. But anyways, Daredevil, yeah, that certainly I would recommend Daredevil to anybody, especially if you've never read any of it before. I've had some people ask me where to jump in on Daredevil, and I've told them start at issue number 1 for Chip Zdarsky. Start right there. That's all you need. Dive into that and just take your time with it and dive in. It's really good stuff. So thank you, John, for sending me that video, sending it before I was even able to ask you. You must have talked to my variant or someone else from the future to know that. Pretty interesting that you were able to do that right away. So appreciate you, my friend. And yeah, anybody else who's ever interested in doing one of these, just reach out to me on Instagram, because we certainly can coordinate something. It's all about these books that have just come out. If you're on top of it and you're just reading a new book on Wednesday or Thursday morning, and you want to give us a little review, a little 60-second review, hit me up. We can schedule something. I try to keep like 4 or 5, 6 videos per one of these videos. So, just a reminder. And anybody watching the replay right now, I do have one more, by the way. So let me just see here. Just scrolling through real quick before we wrap it up. I know John's going to be going live here. I saw Rican Comics in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, my friend. Talking about the King and Black tie-ins. I heard were very good for Daredevil, which was people kind of thought that it wasn't going to be as great, and they ended up being really good. Stand off on their own. Something Wong. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. All right, one more video for you and one more book. So here it is. What's up, guys? It's me again. Probably don't recognize me because I'm wearing shoes. But I just wanted to let you know that you should be reading this new book called Campisi, The Dragon Incident, because it's really good. And I have a dragon right behind me. Hey. See? Dragon. Wow. If it wasn't for the cute dog in the video, that would have that's just weird otherwise. And what's with the green shoes? It was weird. Green shoes, basketball shorts and green shoes. Anyways, Campisi. So that's this book right here. And I think the other Justin is spot on with this. The Dragon Incident. I don't know if you guys read this or not. Curious if you have. I loved this first issue. I thought this was a really, really good read. I just read it a little while ago. I mean, an hour before the show. And I was reading a little bit at lunch, and I had to stop, and I jumped back in. It's hysterical. I mean, the humor is so good. Like, you have to go into it not taking it too seriously. But then in turn, it turns into something. Like, I don't know how, like, it basically opens up with like explaining how humans and dragons have kind of lived together for a long time. Humans and dragons can talk, they can communicate. And at some point there was a human who decided, hey, we're going to slaughter as many dragons as we can. And we're going to go against our word that we were going to live in peace. And so then they try to take out all the dragons. Now you flash forward to today, which is like the future. And basically it talks about this guy, Sonny, or this kid. His name's Sonny. He's the one that's on the cover right there. And basically he is like the neighborhood, what they call it, like public relations. He's like the guy who solves problems before the problems happen. And the humor is so good. So like there's one scene in here where he is talking, and let me see if I can just pull it up real quick. Basically he's overhearing like a few guys talking about this business that they want to start of a hot dog stand. And like, to give you an idea of like really like how he cleans up the town or whatever, because he's basically like a mob. He's like a mobster. He's like, making sure people pay up when they're due and stuff like that. So these guys, they want to start this business on this one corner of a street, and he comes up to them and like basically, I mean, like, threatens them and like bullies them out, and like, you guys, this is not your spot, it's not your location, you guys got to go. And they're like, oh, but this was going to be a really great place to sell hot dogs. And he's like, let me tell you why you can't sell hot dogs here. And he explains, and he says, first, the corner ain't zoned for it. He says, people like Mrs. Fazilla walk her dogs here, and she's allergic to ballpark mustard. Good evening. And he like waves over to her. You can see, like, I don't know if you can see that there at the bottom. And then afterwards he goes, and over there is heaven sent daycare. And those kids they should be eating fruits and vegetables at their age, not your hot dogs. So he like really goes off. And then he like goes as far as bashing their car and basically tells them off, just like a gangster would, like a mobster would, like to threaten for something much more serious. But this is like a hot dog stand essentially. It was I was cracking up. I thought it was great. Humor's great. So he basically goes around and takes care of making sure, you know, certain things get done. And he has this little list, this little notepad here. And this is why he stays so busy. His little notepad, if you can see, I don't know if you'll be able to see what it actually says, but it says, number one thing, take care of any assholes. And he's like, yeah, I got things to do. And he shows his list, and it's just that number one, take care of any assholes. And that's like his thing. And then meanwhile, out of nowhere, a dragon flies into the city, and they're like, oh shoot, like we haven't seen a dragon in a while. I thought most of them were gone. And he has a boss he answers to, and this boss is like a real mobster, and a little bit more brutal or ruthless than who he is. But anyways, it's really good. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. This is an Aftershock book too, I should clarify. Let's see, Aftershock, James Patrick doing the writing and Marco Licati doing the artwork. And this first issue was called A Fuggin' Dragon. Fudgin. But anyways, really good stuff. If you guys are not reading Campisi, The Dragon Incident, I had a lot of fun with that, and definitely will be back for more. I see my man Bearded Comic Bro hanging out with us. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Dang, now I want a hot dog. Yeah, man. I'm with you there. I could definitely go for one of those right now. A dragon hot dog. No, Crystal. Yeah. Unless it's, yeah. For Bearded, yes. Let's see. Bearded says Justin only reads 3 comics, so if he liked it, then ask me. I mean, so that's I mean, you know, in terms of buying, yes. When I in terms of buying, I only buy 3. But even for the downloads, yeah, man. I mean, I would say so for sure. I really enjoyed that one. The other book I wanted to talk about, but I'm running out of time here, and I'm going to keep it short. So but Fight Girl, if you guys did not read Fight Girl yet, that was another one that I'm kind of on the fence about still. There are things I like about it, some things I don't. I feel like we're still not fully getting into character, getting to know the characters, and that's the one thing that's bothering me. But otherwise, like, the action scenes are cool, they're fun. The overall grand scheme of things is really cool. The artwork's stunning. And it's 5 issues, so I think I'm going to keep going with that with Frank Cho. But anyways, that was the other one I just want to throw in there. Miss So is in the house. Hello. Let's see. Anyone else that I miss here before I kind of wrap some things up? I know John's about to go live. Let's see. I think I caught everybody else. Yeah. So those are the books this week. I want to thank everybody who had sent me something this week. If you guys are not following each and every one of them, I put their information in the description below. And again, if you're interested, hit me up on Instagram, and we'll schedule something in one of these weeks where you can send me a 30-second video clip as well, and I can include that here on the show. They've been a lot of fun, and yeah, always having a good time. So we're going to wrap this up, and until next time, we'll talk to you later.